Hey guys, and welcome to another reading vlog. Today is Sunday, September 29th. Sorry we're dealing with end of the day lipstick. This lipstick does last all day, but you know, the waterline starts to come off. Sorry there wasn't a reading vlog last week. I just didn't really see the point since I had the wrap up instead. You'll see what I talked about. Also, I was reading the same books that I was reading the week before, so it just felt weird to do one. So, but I wanted to start this week off early and show you what I'm planning to read this week. So, priority number one, in fact, I plan to do it tonight. I have 5 hours ahead of me to read, and it's time to put this bad boy away. I'm gonna get the Fires of Heaven done tonight. I have 260 pages to go. It's totally doable. We're into a really climactic part. It's going really quickly. So that is going to be the number one goal. The number two thing to start is I want to get started on North and South, which I'm going to be reading with Murphy. I don't know when she's planning to start it, but I kind of want to at least get into it because I think it might take me a little bit. This is a classic by Elizabeth Gaskell. It's based, well, one of my favorite BBC adaptations is based on this, and I really want to read it, as well as, I think I talked about it in a, it was either in a vlog or my last book haul, but I found a fan-made sequel that was self-published that I bought that is supposed to extend the story, and I'm really interested in it because I do know that the movie ends kind of abruptly, and so does the book. So I want to read this. I am excited to read it with Murphy. I love reading with her. So this is going to be really fun. And then I want to get a start on my reread of Dragonfly and Amber. My friend Jo and I are going to be, this will be her first time through the series, but it's my it'll be my second full time through the series. And if you've been a viewer for a little while, you'll know that one of my goals this year was to reread all of these books, but the friend I was going to read them with, she kind of dropped off of the reread, and so then I just kind of stopped because I didn't need the reread. She wanted it. But I want to get through the fifth one before the TV show returns in February. So the plan we have is to do one a month, and I'll be at that one when the show comes back. But I'm going to be annotating this time through. I bought bigger copies this time so that I have more space to write, because in the mass market paperbacks, there's not enough room for notes and stuff. So I'm really excited. The first four books, I've read Outlander probably 4 or 5 times. I've read Voyager 3 times, and I've read Drums of Autumn twice, but I've only read this one once because it's not my least favorite, but it's the most painful one for me. Just because of some things that happen in it. But I am excited to read it a second time because I've actually seen the show more times now than I've read this book. So I'm really excited. So those are kind of my reading goals to get started. I may also finally try to take on Say No to the Duke. I could probably get this one done, you know, in like a day, and I want to get through it. I am falling behind on my my historical romance project I'm wanting to do, and it'll be fun. But I'm excited because I have I have mostly like historical things that I'm reading this week, so that could be fun. I also might start, you'll see my TBR shelves right up there. I also might start This Cruel Design because I already started a little bit of that, but then I waited because I was going to read it this month, and I kind of want to get started on it. So it's a rainy day here, and the football game's already over. It was painful. We lost pretty bad. So I am in my comfy clothes now. I'm going to make myself some dinner, and then I'm going to get down to business and get this puppy done. I don't want to be carrying it around anymore. And I need a little bit of a break before Murphy's ready to start the 6th one, because apparently she wants to jump right into the 6th one, and I want a little bit of a break. So if I want a break, I need to get done with this. So alrighty then, I'm gonna get to it. I'll update you soon. Hey guys, it is Tuesday night, and I finished one of my books. I finished Say No to the Duke. I started yesterday, and then I only meant to read a little bit of it, and I went ahead and finished it tonight. I took a bath after my training session because my back, it's okay, but I thought that I had tweaked it, but it's actually just stretching it. You guys have all been so complimentary, by the way, giving me boost and encouragement. I really appreciate that. I am down 25 pounds now, so that feels really good. Thank you all for noticing and commenting, and you're so sweet. And it feels really good. I mean, I will probably be wearing leggings for all winter long because none of my pants fit, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not complaining, but it does make it hard dressing cute for work when I only have a couple things to wear, but whatever. Oh no, what shall we do? So right now I'm just updating my notes. I have a spreadsheet with all of my books that I read in it. I started this year, and it's really helpful because it helps me track series that I'm reading and the books and what I've rated them, and then it actually makes charts for me. Someone on Booktube actually created this. I mean, I talked about it more at the beginning of the year, but this was created by Brock Roberts is his name, and he created an amazing spreadsheet. It's so cool. It's where I track all of the books that I've bought and everything, which scares me sometimes because so far this year I've bought 357 books across ebooks, audiobooks, and physical books, and that's something that hurts to have it pointed out to you. I will say that, to have it pointed out to you how much you're spending on books. It's not a comfortable feeling, just saying, but it's okay. So anyway, so I'm updating my notes in here, and then I'm going to do some more in Dragonfly and Amber. I'm 120 pages in. I'm annotating this, and I'm having a really good time. I'm reading this with my friend Joe, as I said that already, and I'm flying through it. I read most of this yesterday, actually, and I said I'm not going to hold myself back because I want to get done with it as soon as I can, just to get on to other things. But I'm feeling really good because it's the first day of the month and I already finished a book. It was a holdover from last month too, so I'm glad I got it out of the way. And yeah, everything's going good. I'm mostly going to focus on this, although I did download North and South on audio. I've only listened to the first 2 chapters of that. I'm going to try to listen to like a chapter or 2 of that a day just to keep up with that. I don't know when Murphy is going to start hers, but I just want to be on track. And then I also downloaded this Cruel Design and Lord of Chaos on audio, but I'm not starting those necessarily. I probably will do this Cruel Design next. And I'll probably bounce between the audio and the physical for that one, which is what I did for the first one. So that is where we're going for the rest of the week. So I'll check back in with you soon. Hey guys, I kept meaning to check in. I'm sorry. The days have gotten away from me, but it's been a pretty nice reading week. Right now I'm sitting down with my Drums of Autumn here. I'm annotating this and reading it with my friend Joe, and I'm loving it. I am living for the Outlander life right now, guys. Loving it. And then I am, here, I'll show you. Let me lean forward. I am this far into the air, which, as predicted, I'm starting to find out what the conflict is, and it's not the freshest thing I've ever heard, but that's okay. I still really love the hero in this one, like, a lot, and it's still probably going to get a good rating unless it tanks somehow in the last little bit. I just really love so much about him, like, so much about him, and I'm loving it. So yeah, this week has gone good. I haven't like finished anything yet. I will most likely finish the air, so I'll give you an update about that tomorrow. But today is a super rainy day again. We're kind of just like hiding from the snow here in Fargo. Like the snow is coming for us soon. But right now it's just been raining all week. And I also had a few migraines this week, which was not good. but I cleaned my house, and today I just baked a blueberry cobbler, which looks really tasty. Tonight I'm going to my friend's house and we're going to watch the Aladdin live action, which I'm excited to do. And my sister's in town, so I'm going to go visit her and my nieces in a little bit, and then they're going to come to church with me tomorrow, which is going to be fun. So super excited, and yeah, it's the week's going great so far. But I just want to pop in real quick because I feel like I didn't film anything for you guys at all. But I will be back in with my wrap up and we'll see how far I got with everything. Welcome to Sunday. Time to wrap this fun up. My sister and my nieces are just leaving. In fact, I'm just waving to them outside the window as they go. And time to wrap up what I read. It was a really good week. Lots of historical fun for me. And in fact, when this is done, I'm going to watch season 5 of Poldark, which I'm kind of nervous about because it supposedly doesn't follow the books, and I'm sad. I mean, not supposedly, it doesn't follow the books because they're not doing the rest of it. Anyway, whatever. I can't harp on that anymore. It broke my heart. Here we go. So this week, I finished Say No to the Duke by Eloisa James. I finally dived into this one. This is about Lady Betsy and Lord Jeremy, and Betsy has always been kind of rumored by society that she was illegitimate because her mother ran away with some artist or whatever, and you know, nobody knows if she's legitimate. Her family doesn't feel that way. By the way, this is all society telling her this. Her family is very loving and wonderful. And the window's open because we had I'm so glad the sun's out because it's been very cloudy the last week, but of course people drive by. And anyway, so she wants to marry someone very respectable and not feel any carnal love for them and just live a prim and proper life. But she wants to experience life and do fun things. And so her brother's friend, Lord Jeremy Roden, she makes a bet with him that if she wins at a game of pool, he will take her for a night on the town dressed as a man so she can have more freedom. And she wins, and it's about how it goes on. I was expecting this bet to happen pretty early on and be carried out, when in fact the bet gets laid down very early in the story and like doesn't get carried out until almost the end. And there's a lot of people conspiring to get these two to realize that they love each other. And unfortunately, the Duke that she has to say no to, I think his name is Thaddeus. He's a really great guy, but he's kind of boring. However, I did just find out that the next book in the series is called Say Yes to the Duke. So maybe he will find someone to help liven him up a little bit. I hope so. He was a great guy, just not the right person for Betsy. So I think I ended up giving this like 4 stars because it was fun, but it also it was a lot. Next, I'll talk about I finally finished The Heir this morning. I was waiting to film this clip till I finished it. And I think I've gushed about this already, but I'll gush a little bit more because one of the things I said is that it would depend on what the main conflict of the book was if this ended up being really highly rated for me. There's a lot of things in this book that I loved. In fact, I cried 3 different times reading this book because I felt very seen and appreciated by this author. And I know that sounds weird, and let me tell you why. My love language, I don't know if you've heard of love languages, but there's 5 of them, and it's something we talk about a lot in my church as well as in communication, knowing what people's love languages are, how they feel appreciated, how they feel and show love. And that's something I'm really aware of. And mine is physical touch. And a lot of people misconstrue physical touch as meaning you, I don't know, just that you always need to touch people or that it's overly sexual. And a lot of men, physical touch is their love language. But I've never seen that explained in a book without being explained before. Like, nobody in this book talks about love languages. Nobody in this book, like, says anything blatant. But our main character, Westhaven, he obviously has touch as a love language. And the way that he is affectionate with his family, and how before there's ever anything going on with Anna, before there's ever anything sexual happening or relationship happening, he finds different ways to comfort her through touch. Early on in this story, he's injured and she's bandaging him, and he just like leans his head into her and she puts her hand on the back of his neck and she's comforting him, and he feels comforted by it. When he is speaking with his brother, when he greets his brother, he hugs him and then he kind of ruffles his hair. He squeezes his dad's shoulder. He hugs. Like, and I know this is such a weird thing to rant on. I know. But I've never seen it explained in such a way that I just felt so loved by this book. I don't know how else to explain it. And it made me cry a few times, just the like simple affection. And there's a situation in this book, you know, during the time that happens in most romances where they are not speaking to each other. And one of the things that Anna remarks on is that she just misses the comfort of his presence and the comfort of his hand on her back or him holding her hand. And that just like teared me up, because for me, when I'm not able to hug someone that I love, I feel really rejected, or like you aren't getting that time that you need with the person. And how I greet everyone that I love is with a hug or a pat on the back, or, I mean, handshakes, not my favorite, but they work, you know? And it's such a simple thing, guys. But for that reason, this book is going to be one of my favorites, as well as the conflict in the story actually is legitimate to me. I was really afraid that Anna's issues with wanting to marry Westhaven were going to be just a simple miscommunication. And the thing is, this book is long for historical romance. It's 460 pages, which is about 100 pages longer than a normal historical romance should be, or usually is. And you could tell, like you could tell that it was overly long. But the conflict and what is going on with Anna was a legitimate struggle, and legitimately would be something that could keep you from marrying someone. So in that case, it pulled it off. And because mixed with it actually being a very well put together story, seeing the couple's love grow, seeing the different levels of their relationship, seeing just that our hero is such a good man, and not in an unbelievable way, just in a kind, human way. He is such a nice person, and his family is so wonderful. I gave this book 5 stars, and not like that's unimaginable to me. I give plenty of historical romances 5 stars. It's my favorite genre. But for what the setup of the story was, I thought, oh, this is going to be a 3.5. But what I have loved about this experiment, about me reading new to me historical romance authors, is I got really used to the tropes that my favorite authors like to use. And it was amazing to see one that subverted the tropes in a lot of ways and came up with their own in other ways. So I'm interested to read another of Grace's books. I do have the second one to this, but of course I need to finish my series of reading these other books. But I am going to continue. The next one is about one of the other brothers, and I want to see if that feeling of physical touch being in this family and good communication and respect is carried on. I love this book. I did enough ranting. I basically should have just done a full review for that one. Okay, but then real quick, these other two. I started this Cruel Design just the other day. Well, I started a little bit before, but I'm on 100 pages right now. It's going fine. It's kind of like the same thing keeps happening over and over in these books so far, but I'm excited to see where it goes. We are progressing with the danger. That's all I'll say about that. And then for Outlander, I am on page 250. I mean, Dragonfly and Amber, and I'm having a great time. I just read one of my favorite chapters in this whole book. Like, literally, instead of highlighting the whole thing, I just put a line down and said, this is a very brave conversation, and I lined the whole page. I'm having a great time. I can't wait for my friend Joe to read a little more of it, but I'm excited. So that is everything I read this week. This vlog ended up being really long because I ranted about the air, but guys, if physical touch is your love language, like if you know what I'm talking about, I really suggest you read this book, because it's a great romance. It was a great story, and then that element just blew me out of the water. Like, when I realized what was going on, I was genuinely touched, and now I've rambled enough. But thank you so much for watching. I put up new videos every Monday and Thursday, and you can watch some more of my videos right now.